7, the Stuart S50 build. Now all the cast work's done, we'll now be concentrating on all the bare stock that comes with the kit and machining and all that. And in this one we're doing the crankshaft. Quite a simple little process, and we'll get on with that now.
First thing we did, we took the 1.5" bare stock, mounted in a 3-jaw chuck, as you can see. We just took the outside diameter down, it's actually just under 1.5 bare. We just cleaned up the face, and now we're just doing the actual face of the bare, leaving the little boss in the middle, which has a diameter of 7/16 of an inch, and is proud by 1/16 of an inch. This is just, I think, the final pass now, bringing it down to the 1/16 of an inch and 7/16 diameter. And once you've done that, just drilling the centre now. This is where your crankshaft will be screwed onto it. This we drill out and tap it to 3/16 by 40 model engineer's thread. I think the plan says 2BA, but we're using the model engineer's thread, a bit of a finer thread. And the tapping size is 3.9mm. This is what this drill bit is. Depth on this, really, all I have to do is go down 3/16. So I think we took it a little bit further than that just to make sure we're clear, but it's just clears the end of the tap then when you want to tap it. So I think I went about probably 1/2 inch, 5/8, something like that. That's been tapped, and now we're just parting off. And plenty of lubricant. Go on mild steel now, it does need a bit of lubricant. So this is the water soluble stuff. Just having a handy squirty bottle. It really is handy. Just keep squirting some in. And the thing is, the feed on this, it just needs a good constant feed, actually, with quite a lot of pressure. Once you get past the initial outer shell, if you will, with the steel, it cuts really well. And again, you'll see on this 1.5" diameter bare with the real tool post. I said it in the other videos. It just makes life a lot easier. So if you can't afford to buy one, then have a look at making one. There's plenty of kits out there you can make them out of solid bar stock. But it does make a big difference to parting off. You keep shaking the bottle there, because sometimes you get it where it settles a little bit and you end up just putting water on. Just keep it shook up, just keeps the oil mixed in. Always keep your swath out of the way as much as possible, just sort of brushing it away there. There's nothing worse than grabbing over some swath that's on the lathe, and it just chucks it everywhere in your face and your eyes, so please just keep it as clean as you can. can always hear the note change as it's going to go through. And there it is. What we're doing now is actually the crankshaft, just machine the end down. This is going to be threaded to the 3/16 by 40 model engineer's thread. This one's we took down at the end, and I said down to the 3/16 at about 7/32 an inch in length. And we actually just put a little undercut, you'll see it on the plan, there's a little undercut that we put on, threading and just screwing on the actual crank itself now. Then what we'll do, we'll machine this face off and take it down to the 1/8 of an inch in thickness. So just clean the jaws though, just to make sure that there's no bits of metal, so when this sits against it, it's sat true, then you know it's absolutely flush, and you know when you're machining it off, you'll get a parallel finish. There you go, you see that's quite accurate there. I'm just machining this face off. So basically all we're doing now is just doing this so it's an 1/8 of an inch in thickness. When the actual crank shaft will get screwed onto this on completion, when we're actually building it up, we'll just put a bit of thread lock on there so it doesn't actually unscrew when in use. All the time we'll just leave it as it is so we can take it on and off as we need to. What I've done here, I've just put some marking out fluid on, and we just scored a line across, so you see with the cross slide, just put a line in the middle. This is for measuring off later. There you can see, so what we've done there, we've measured, if you look at the plan, excuse me, so we got the centre hole there, tap that 5BA, which is with the crank pin, and these two extra lines, and these will be machined off to give us the shape. And what we do, you measure from the centre line at the top, out about 5.1mm at the bottom, you measure out about 15.4, just use a pair of compasses, that gives us the lines, join them up. And what I'm doing here is just using a piece of brass to line up the lines that we just scored. The reason for this, it just gives us that like a bit of distance then from the vice face to the line, so when we're machining, we're not actually going to end up machining down to the vice. It just gives a nice reference point just to go off. So there's a nice reference, just the brass in. That gives us, you can line it up and you know you're not going to damage the actual vice itself. And simple process now, just a few passes, probably about 10 thou cuts at a time. Turn it over, do exactly the same on the other side to give us that lobe shape, if you will, for the crank itself. There it is, just screwed on. It ain't cleaning up yet, like all these parts do, but I'll clean them up later.
Job done. That's the crankshaft out of the way. All we've got left to make is a little crank pin, which we'll do that later. Main thing we learned today was the marking out on the actual crank itself. So first of all, in the lathe we put the centre hole just using the tool on centre height to give us a centre line. That way we can drill the 5BA hole so the crank pin can screw into that. And also then we've got a reference point to measure from either side. I think it was 5.4mm at the top and 15.1 at the bottom to give us the angle for machining in the machine later. The other main thing that we learned today was a safety issue, keeping the swarf clear from your lathe to make sure you don't get caught up and picked up and thrown around. So that'll do us. Until next time, if you don't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, that'll be fantastic, and it'll be right.